something wrong with it?
Oh no, I put my camera up there and record it.
Oh.
Then I send it to him.
Oh.
He's
The
in Taiwan.
chief?
Yeah, he's in Taiwan.
Yeah.
I didn't think we had class today.
Why?
The guy didn't text us or anything, tell us until Dr. Porter just sent an email.
Oh, we don't have kieker anymore?
Well, he's in Africa.
Oh.
So yes and no. I think we have a quiz on what I don't know.
Because I never got it. Did you ever get an email? Because he was supposed to give us a quiz on that Friday before we left. Did you ever put it online?
He gave us one in class.
Because I thought he said,
Yeah.
He's such a liar. I hate him.
He is, because he was like, if you're not here, he said that he was going to put it online.
He said it was like an extra credit for the people that were here, but he did tell us he was going to put one online, but that never went through.
He was supposed to email us and tell us that Dr. Porter would be here and that we have a quiz today. And then I went to Porter and asked him if he was coming in. And he's like, oh, I'll be there. We have a quiz. I'm like, okay, didn't tell.
Thanks for letting us know.
so what is the quiz on?
Who knows?
As long as it's not fill in the blank, I have a better chance. You in that philosophy class with Dr. Bruce Welch? No. He gets magic. That's what he was called.
Give me a reading.
It's basically philosophy.
Oh, God. Yes, there are. They're very extensive Army Corps of Engineers research.
You know, you can get in trouble
I can easily.
with the U.S. Post Office and the federal government by lying and using the mail fraud. And so you can spend a lot of time in jail
Whoa.
using mail.
I'm supposed to be the first person.
So way a long time ago, during a bout of potato bugs up in Ohio, somebody put in, back of Popular Mechanics, he has all these, buy these things, $10, surefire way to get rid of potato bugs. And it only takes a couple thousand suckers at $10 a pop to make a pretty good return on investment, right? So, self-addressed stamp envelope and $10. He sent back a piece of paper in the envelope that you stamped and addressed, right? It says, get 2 blocks of 2x4, 2 inches square, place potato bug on the first block, take the other block, smash potato bug. You didn't lie.
That'll work.
It will work. It's surefire. It will kill every potato bug. It's like, you gotta be kidding.
Yeah, he's not really going to get involved with because all my other research when it comes down to the Corps of Engineers and some of their issues, just like things like that.
Yeah.
Hard to bite my tongue.
Yeah. Methodology and intent are two different things, though.
Well, I think it's but I gotta say, the one reading, although it was lengthy, it gave me a better insight on how to determine their decision making.
Yeah, which is exactly what he's talking about.
Which is why they Googled about it.
Right.
But
You took the phone.
it's the priorities. Their priorities are not the priorities.
Y'all didn't have action.
Right, and that's the
Somebody else's
So what
Right.
do you say?
Yeah.
He means like
Yeah. It's like,
What do you say?
I
think we just gotta sign it, right?
Yeah.
Quarter?
what?
We just
What
gotta
is
sign
the
it?
quiz today supposed to be on? Which election?
Beats me. I'm just a messenger. I'm a delivery man. I've been demoted. I'm just a delivery guy here.
We just gotta sign it?
Yeah. The quiz will do the sign in for you. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out who's here with the quiz name. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, this is our 4455 course, and we're still reformulating that, which means you get 3 different people that teaches certain segments of the class. First part was Dr. Schultz. I'm sure you talked about water and trends and mathematical formulas and all that kind of stuff. Second group was Dr. Kieker, who talked about decision theory and how to make decisions. And Earl and I were just talking about that. And you'll find this, and this is what's important about that, is somebody will make a decision and it won't be what you would have made. It's like, well, how could he do that? How could they do that? How could that decision come out of this group of people? Well, it's because that group of people is looking at other things that you don't think are important. In other words, if you're the Corps of Engineer and you're making a decision about water, you're thinking about the main charter, which is flood control. Their job is to stop floods. Okay? Now, if you're a fisherman or somebody that fishes for a living, what's your job? I don't care about floods. Floods are good. You can't dry up the river in the middle of the summer and expect the fish to live. So I want minimum flow. If I'm in Apalachicola Bay, I want enough water to keep the oysters happy. So I'm thinking about oyster health. I don't care about flood control. I mean, maybe a little, but not a lot. So you get these different groups of people, and everybody wants to make a decision. And left to their own devices, they make a decision that would focus on their wants and desires, not everybody's. And so that's what you end up having to do, is put everybody together in a room and hash out a decision they can live with. And that's the old adage, is if you get a bunch of people in a room and they come up with a decision where everybody's pissed off, it's probably a good decision. Because everybody's a little upset. They didn't get all what they wanted. That's one of the things that drives you on these things. And you can think about that. I need water flows for wildlife. I need water flows for fisheries. I need water flows for related to flood control. I need water flows for drinking water. I got to get all four groups together and make them happy. Now, what's the big thing he always focuses on? Dr. Packer focuses on the river system up there in Georgia and Florida, which is the ACF, which is Pensacola, Chattahoochee, and Flint. Yeah, I always forget that. ACF, not ATF, which is the back of alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
And explosives.
Right, and explosives. Thank you, Earl. Why? Never mind. So you get that river basin up there, and what is the big thing that came out of the court case recently? Lake Lanier. The Fed said, you can't use that as a water supply. It's for flood control. We paid for it, we built it, we authorized it on flood control, and it's against federal law for you to use it as water. Well, what do you want Atlanta to do? Die? And that's kind of where we're sitting right now. And so you're in the middle of a giant decision-making, angst-ridden type of thing. So, Dr. Kieker this week is in South Africa, Kruger National Park. He's working with that on these very topics. I have to have control of my animal populations because the park is only so big. And what I didn't know is an elephant can pretty much trash a territory. They eat so much and they're so big, if you have too many elephants, you trash the territory. You mash up all the grass, you ruin the stream beds, and then when you get out of your local reserve, you eat up all the corn in the neighbor's village, and everybody gets mad at you if you're the elephant. So I've got to control the elephant population. I've got to provide jobs, I've got to provide water, I've got to do all these things. So you have a giant decision-making process to make that park work. And he's been part of that for many years now. So, every once in a while he gets to fly back there and go to Africa and do that kind of stuff. Now,
That's gonna be all week, maybe.
that's all week, yeah, and I'm only here this week, so you get 2 days off to think about it. So think about your lot in life, Earl. No, it's way too easy. Yeah. Now, what we have is the other part of our ALM 4455 capstone experience is something that our AOM degree program is sadly lacking in. And that is that we have you go through speech class, but we never actually have you get up and do presentations. Now, Dr. Schultz sometimes gets something in irrigation, but as a capstone part of our experience, we're going to have a presentation and report at the end of the semester. And that is typically, we have 17 people registered for this course. And we want to have groups of 3 to 5 people. And one thing that I've seen Dr. Schultz do in his design 1 for the engineering students is, unlike our other side of campus, which I saw them in another class in Charlie get up and do presentations, and they elected 2 people to speak for them. So you have 5 people put together the report, and only 2 people talk. And the other 3 would sit there like, oh God, don't ask me a question. That's not going to be us. Everybody will get a chance to speak. So self-select groups of 3 to 5 people. Work on a problem of your own choice. And I'll send an email out with the summary on it. Own choice, and that might be any kind of problem. But the reason I say it's your own choice, that leaves you with the flexibility to choose something you're interested in. Some of us are interested in production agriculture, some in hydroponics, some in water issues, some in soil issues. So we have different wants and desires in this class, and so focus on what you want to look into. It's almost like a free territory here. You're allowed to and encouraged to and graded by your interest in a topical area. Farm prices. If you're a land